Right, THR boys, I've had a quick go with a few of the cars for the new Endurance series for THR. I've only got 4, so I've got the 787, the Jag XJR, Sauber and the Porsche. I think there's 2 more, a Nissan and probably a Toyota, which I haven't got yet. Trying circuit to Barcelona, Catalunya, firstly because it's got a bit of everything, and secondly because I really suck at this circuit, so I needed the practice. All testing was done on stock setup with BOP. I used the 787 first, and then went on to the others, and then came back to it afterwards, because it's not really fair just to do it once. Right, so first up is the 787B. As I said, I did start with this car, but then I went back to it at the end. So this is my stint from the final run. And it's quite an odd car. You'll see on the steering inputs, it pushes wide on power quite badly. So you do kind of wait for it to get into the corners before you can put the power down. But also at low speed, the traction isn't great, and you can see on the times they're all over the place. Just because getting out of the low speed corners, it just wants to get away from you at the rear. So yeah, I found this car really tricky compared to the others. I'm sure with a tune or at different circuits it might be different. But out of the box, so these are all just out of the box. Racing medium tyres, BOP on, traction control off. So again, traction control might calm down the low speed. But I'm having to be quite careful on the throttle. And I struggled to get this time. I was trying to get the 134s, didn't quite make it, but that was hard work. That's 20 laps worth to try and get that. But it sounds amazing. So even if you're by yourself, just driving that thing, it's quite good. But yeah, a complete handful. There was more time in the lap. But I haven't got the skills to put it all together, unfortunately. So the second car I tried was the Jag, and I actually got my fastest time on a second lap. I did another 8 or so, but I struggled to get close. Again, I found this one quite a difficult car to drive quickly, mainly because of understeer. It's very quick, I think, and I was a bit surprised by how quick it was. My first round in the Mazda, I was like high 35s. This one gave me a low 35, and I thought it didn't feel that quick. But then I went to the other cars, and they're a fair bit quicker. Problem is, you can see it pushing low speed, especially understeer is just a bit of a killer. At higher speed, it seems to be okay. You get more downforce at the front or whatever it is. Again, it could probably be tuned out, But yeah, you've got to be quite patient with this car. You can see they are having to wait quite a long time to get on the throttle. It just loses you time. I think traction is probably better than a Mazda, so you can put your foot down a little bit more perhaps, and not be too worried about it. But yeah, out of the box, not a great car for me to drive, to be honest. But I think for other circuits with more straights and less slow stuff, this might be a contender. But it's probably not for me. So the third car I drove was the Sauber C9, I think this one is. I've always loved this car, and it's one of the best to drive. Actually, out of the four, I think it probably is the best to drive. No understeer like the others, no oversteer. Good traction. Maybe top speed isn't quite as good as the others. That's where it falls down, but on handling and braking, it just goes wherever you put it. You can see I can just hold a constant steering angle and it'll just track, it'll just go where you put it. So very easy to drive. So I can floor it out of there, no issues with traction. That wasn't the perfect lap, but at least I could be a lot more consistent with this car. Ignore the 140 obviously, but generally this one I found easier to drive than the other two. At least, as I say, out of the box settings with this circuit BAP and obviously on this circuit. So what I'm trying to do is find the best. I'm sure with tuning, all of them can be made to handle exactly how you want, but I don't know what I'm doing with tuning, so I want the best out of the box car. And luckily for me, this is one of my absolute favourites to look at. It doesn't sound as good as a Mazda obviously, but for looks, it's just such a cool car. So this is a top contender for me. You can see I'm not having to overdrive or push too hard. And there's two 34.8s in a row. So yeah, really nice car, this one. the last car I drove was the Porsche. Again, really wanted to like this one. It's a legendary car. And luckily for me, again, it drives very similar to the Sauber actually. Quite benign, maybe a little bit worse on traction. But no bad habits like the understeer of the Jag or the kind of understeer oversteer of the Mazda. Probably not quite as quick as the other cars, but handling wise, again, you can kind of put it wherever you want to. You can be quite aggressive with the throttle. You can push quite hard with this car. You don't have to be kind of holding back with it. So depending on how it does on fuel compared to the Sauber, it's out of these two for me. I'll probably take the Porsche. There's a few liveries on there that I really like. Taking a few liberties with the chicane there. Yeah, unless it's horrendous on the fuel, I think I'm going to take this one. It's really nice to drive, really easy. It doesn't sound brilliant, but especially for doing 90-minute endurance races, you want something that's comfortable and easy. And this is, yeah, really nice. You see that lap I just completed, 34.6, and then this one is my quickest lap. It's just a touch quicker than that. You see I've got another 34.6 on lap 7, so able to hit the same times a few times rather than like with the Mazda and the Jag struggle to be consistent. Again, you can see there's no bad habits. You can just turn in, hold the steering angle, it'll just track where you want it to go. So there you have it. Oh, 34.2 on that one. Yeah, by far the quickest time that I've had. So for me, it's probably going to be the Porsche. Again, at this circuit with this BOP, it was the best for me. But might be different for you, for your different driving styles, different circuits, fuel consumption. Tyres is another issue, but hopefully that was useful.